Hi, I've just nipped out of a meeting to record this really quick video. I wanted to give an overview of who I am. I think the question I want to ask is it possible to care too much? And the reason why I say that is because I could easily cry most of the time because my heart just is about love. I grew up in very sad circumstances and I challenged myself to keep on going, to keep on moving, to follow stepping stones, to follow success, to follow people that were doing it in a good way. As a result of that, I have lots of different career changes. So I started off as a care assistant, volunteering, first of all, just helping people, volunteering in the community, helping out with family. Then I became a care assistant in a social services. And all the time I just noticed that people weren't necessarily treating people the way that I believe that people should be treated, which was with the utmost respect and dignity. And I was falling kind of like becoming part of a team of people that I really didn't associate with. So I decided to go to university and get qualifications to kind of like learn how to treat people, even though I kind of like knew how to do that, but I went to learn. And whilst I was learning at the university, I realised that I was with a group of people that I really didn't want to be with, people that had different values than me. I then moved on from social work, training, qualified, first member in the family to have a degree. I went off into social work and again found that I didn't associate with the people that were in there. I found that there was a boss who was racist, and I don't assign to racism. I don't have an issue with race. It's other people that have got issues with it. And I didn't have a chip on my shoulder with regard to that, by the way, just to let you know that, because I believe in humanity, full stop. Humanity doesn't know any labels, doesn't have any boundaries. So I left my career in the end, and I left with, I meant to show it actually, I've got a book here. I left with stress, anxiety, and depression. That was the label that the doctor had given me. I'd become a manager in a voluntary organisation, and they were in debt and chose not to tell me. So this little book helped me to relieve some of the healing that needed to take place because of some of the horrendous things that happened, but I didn't allow that to stop me from becoming me. What I found by going through this was that I found that I needed to really look after myself with regards to my own health, because I knew that I couldn't leave that to other people. That was my job, was to look after me. Now, some people might say, wow, that's brilliant. So you got back on your feet, you created a book, you created a structure, you created tools to help with personal development and help people to transform their lives, help people to get balance in their life so that they didn't have to go down the road that I went down. But consequently, my next book was The Empowered Soul. I was in a relationship that was kind of like, well, actually wasn't going my way. It wasn't going the way that I believed that it should do, which is about loving unconditionally. And so in the end, I gave up my home and my relationship because little did I know that actually I was dying. I'd got a fibroid the size of a rugby ball and hundreds of little fibroids, and I needed to survive. So I left my home, it got repossessed, and even though I challenged every step of the way, that should never have happened, however it did. It was the best thing that I ever did. Because what it did, it made me stand up for me. It made me realise that I needed to look after myself. I was dying. I went to family. Family didn't understand me. Didn't get it. That was short-lived. I had to go and ask friends if I could stay there because I was looking for love and I was looking for compassion and I was looking for understanding and acceptance and unconditional love. That's what I was looking for. So I asked friends and friends put me up. Friends took me in and they comforted me. I then moved over to the northeast where a friend said, I'll look after you. And by Jove, the same pattern happened again. The day after my blood transfusion, I was asked to leave. So luckily, I had another friend in the area who said, you're coming to me. And she's been a lifesaver. From there, I decided that I needed a plan. It had been 2 years since my previous transfusion, and I needed a plan to not keep on being at the mercy of other people for them to turn around and say, you need to go. So I've been involved in personal development for years, for probably 20 years, developing tools, moving forward, being a leader. But I was doing something that I needed to change, but I didn't know what it was. I was just pushing, stepping up more, but at the same time dying. So when I had the hysterectomy in 2016, best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing. The consultant understood me. The consultant said, "You've had a chew on with this. Let's see what we can do." So I ended up on really aggressive medication, and I'm not a big lover of medication. But I knew I needed to have it because I was, like I said, dying. I was more or less a month away from dying. The consultant managed to do keyhole surgery, and I had asked him if he could perform a miracle, really, because I knew that I needed to recover, and I needed to recover quickly, because I needed to start rebuilding my life again. He did. It was a miracle. He did the keyhole surgery. When I woke up, I was just an absolute miracle. I recovered within the 8 weeks. I then travelled over to Ireland because it had been a dream of mine for years to go to Ireland to connect with my roots. So I went to Ireland. What a fantastic experience. But I volunteered. So I volunteered to help declutter people's lives by decluttering the surroundings. But what I didn't account for was decluttering their lives, decluttering their spirit. So that kind of made for difficult relationships with some of the people, because I didn't realise that I was waking them up to themselves, and they weren't necessarily liking what they were seeing within themselves. So I became a bit of a target in many ways. And I say that it wasn't in a nasty way. It was just how it was. The biggest experience was that I went to volunteer in a retreat, a Buddhist meditation retreat. And the reason why was because I have a vision to create a retreat. It was a vision that I had in 1996. And it was to create a retreat of empowerment for families. And so when I had the opportunity to go and volunteer at the meditation retreat, I just thought, wow, gosh, this is just fantastic to be able to have that inner peace development, as well as learning how to run a special sacred space. What I didn't account for was the full recognition of my gift. So what do? My gift is that whenever I'm in a place where there is incongruence, where there is an authenticity, where there is a misalignment of the truth, my body breaks out. I'm going to talk about this in another video because this is going on longer than what I wanted to. But I just wanted to give you a flavour of who I am, because I'm realising now, as I'm recording this is what I've been trying to get to. This is what I've been trying to really home in on. I'm a passionate spiritual being having a human experience. And I've done a lot of this work through lots of different leaders, Anthony Robbins, so many great leaders, Lynn Grabhorn, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, Wayne Dyer, Jim Rohn, so many amazing people. And I resonate with them. I resonate with them because I feel the heart, I feel the soul, I feel where they're coming from. When I wrote The Empowered Soul and The Journey of Innocence and The Life After my PhD, which is Penniless, Homeless and Dying, each time in all those books and The Life After Stress, Anxiety and Depression, I was just sharing my story, because that's all that I know. I just know how to share my story. The reason why I do it because if there is one person, just one person out there that I can make a difference to, I've done what I came here to do. I cry often when I hit the spot of rawness and the realness, because I'm passionate about humanity. I'm passionate about helping people reach their potential. And right now, I know that that's happening. So, if you can cope with a leader who cries, I'm happy to lead the way. To lead the way to anybody who's out there who thinks that to care is to be soft, who thinks that caring is a scary place, or there's no value in caring, because there is value in caring, and there is people out there who do care. There are people out there who have open hearts and are teaching me how to grab the reins and run and they're teaching me every step of the way. And I am so happy to be in this place, knowing that I have been down so many roads, but I know that this is the road. And along the way, I'm happy to share so much of my journey, because you're going to get to hear it anyway. I just look forward to showing you that the steps aren't as difficult as you think. That actually what's really difficult is getting out of the way, is realizing that actually it's not as hard. It's not as hard as you think. I've really been inspired by this community, inspired by just being myself and people recognizing me for sharing my story and supporting community by leading. So if you resonate, then click the links in this video. I don't know where this video is going to go, but it's my rawness, so I feel it's important for me to do something with it. So yeah, there is hope. Keep on going. There is hope. Just be in touch.